Hi everybody, it's Deb with Curating Memories. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for being here. And you guys, today we're going to do a nice little project using these beautiful tags from Jolie. Now you can find these at the shop, or you may have some already in your stash. So you can use any tags you would like, but these ones are from Jolie, and I'll put the link down below so you can go over and check out some of the chipboard pieces that are in the shop. So we're going to be using the card kit today to create some beautiful tags, and we're also going to be throwing in this other piece of rice paper that came in the mixed media kit. So we're going to be using this in conjunction with the paper from the card kit. And I've got all of the little goodies here to create all of our stuff. And then again, here is some of the papers I'll be using for these beautiful tags. So let's get started. Okay, so to start out with, you're going to take one of the rice papers that is from the mixed media kit, and you're going to cut this. And I just went ahead and cut around it to take off the borders. And then we're going to go ahead, set that aside, and we're going to start covering our tags now. So to cover your tag, you're going to go ahead and choose, which flower. They're pretty much all the same, but they kind of have different patterns on either side. So you'll choose what flowers you want on top of your tag. And so for this one, I went ahead and glued that down on top of the paper on the back. And I did half of it. And now I'm just going to go ahead and burnish what I glued down so far, and then I'll go ahead and lift this up, and we're going to go ahead and glue down the rest of this. So here I'm just going to go ahead, lift that up, glue down the remaining portion of the paper on top of the tag, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut this out. So I'm just burnishing everything down right now. Okay, so next you're just going to go ahead and grab your scissors, and you're going to cut this out. And it is super easy to cut out. I just went ahead and cut out all the edges, and then I grabbed a smaller pair of scissors and went ahead and cut out the little notches. So here I'm just grabbing my little pair of scissors, cutting out the notches, and super easy to do, you guys, and it doesn't take very long to do that. And then once we're done, we're going to go ahead and take out the hole in the middle. Now before you poke the hole in the middle, I went ahead and just grabbed my little scraper. I forget, I can't remember what this is called, distresser, and went ahead and distressed all along the outside of the tag. Then I came in and I inked everything, and I just used my ink, I think it was Stormy Sky. Stormy Sky is what I used for this, and I just went ahead and inked all around the edges. To cut out the hole, I went ahead and just used my little board and my X-Acto knife and just went around the hole, and that's how I went ahead and cut out the middle part of the tag. Next, you're going to go ahead and grab a paper doily, and then you're going to place some glue on the back of that, and then you're going to go ahead and you're going to glue that down to the tag. And I think I did about maybe half or less than half. It just depends on what look you're going for, if you want to use half of your doily or not. Once it's adhered down, you're going to go ahead and just cut that off, and then save that because we will be using it for another project. And then I just went ahead and went back in and then glued the remaining parts that needed to be adhered down. Then next thing you're going to use is some of that pretty lace that we have, and you're going to go ahead and you're just going to wrap that around, and you're going to tie it into a bow. Now I didn't use all of it, I just kind of measured it out, and then I'm going to snip it off once I get my bow tied. And then once you get the bow tied, you can just go ahead and snip off the bottom part. It takes me a while to kind of, adjust everything around. So, of course, you got to have it look nice. So, especially if it's going to go on a gift or something. So, yeah, so there we go. And then here I'm just grabbing my little glue dots and I'm placing one on the back, or placing it down on the tag, because I'm going to adhere down the little tails, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap that little tail in, kind of twine it into, or put it in through the little petals of the flowers. I think that'll look really nice. And so that's what I did there. That's so cute. And then you're just going to go ahead and place your flowers all the way around, however you want them situated. And that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so the next thing I did is I took the flowers that came in the packaging. There are going to be some leaves in there, and I went ahead and just grabbed some green ink and just inked all around them. And then what you're going to do is you're going to spritz them with water, okay? And then you're going to go ahead and curl them up, kind of, just roll them together, and then you're going to unfold it, and then you're going to let them sit and you're going to let them dry for a little bit. The next thing we're going to do is you're going to grab your ink, whichever color you're using, and you're just going to go ahead and brush on some of the ink onto the white butterflies. And I thought that this was a perfect idea. You can go ahead, and I used blue. So the color of butterfly is white and blue, and I just think it sparkles really nice, especially against that blue, with the ink, and it's just so pretty. Next, I was going to add some foam strips to the back of the butterfly, but they wouldn't stick. So I went ahead and brought in some foam dots. And these are, I don't know where I got these from. I think they were from a swap I did. And they really stick good to the fabric of the butterfly. So I went ahead and put one on and just added it to the tag. Next, I am going to add a sentiment, and I grabbed this sentiment from the card kit from last month. It says "Be Happy," and I went ahead and again popped it up a little bit with some foam strips that I have in my stash. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add another butterfly. So I went ahead and added some ink to the top of the butterfly, just like I did with the other one, and added glue dot to the back instead of foam dots. And now we're done, you guys. Okay, so next you're going to go ahead and grab the next tag, and you're just going to go ahead and cover it the same way, which is placing glue on the chipboard piece and then adhering it down to the back side of whatever pattern you want, and then you're going to go ahead and cut this out. It's the same thing that we did with our previous tag. Then you're going to go ahead and grab your X-Acto knife and just cut out that hole in the middle part, and you're going to do this with each of your tags. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab that piece of rice paper that we cut out earlier, and we're going to glue this down on top of this tag here. And we're going to go ahead and just glue that down. And then you're going to go ahead, and I went ahead and tore mine off. You can, cut it off or whatever you want to do. I went ahead and just spritzed some water on it and then tore it away. So this is what you're going to do in order to create your tag. And this turns out beautifully. I love the torn look of this on the tag. It is so pretty. And you can just keep tearing at it till you get it to the desired length or width that you want. Next, I took out some of that it's the gold border. It's by Prima, and I just tore a little piece off, and you're going to go ahead and glue that to the bottom. Just like that. and this is super gorgeous. I am so happy we got some more of this because I absolutely love this border. It is so pretty. So you're going to go ahead and add that on the bottom. Okay, next you're going to go ahead and add some flowers, and I'm just using the little glue dots to add my flowers on, and I'm just going to go ahead and place a few on, not a bunch, because we're going to also add in some of the die cuts that are in this kit, and they are so pretty. And I just want to share with you, this is one way that you can use these on a card, tags, or even on a layout. So, and you can definitely cut apart your die cuts, so don't be afraid to do that. You don't always have to use the whole piece. You can definitely cut them apart and then place them on top of your project. So I wanted to come in and let you all know. So I grabbed my platinum, I think it's platinum stickles, and I'm just placing this on the leaves. Now on the die cut, there's like little lines on the leaves, and you'll see them, and you'll just go across those and just trace the lines that are on there. And now we're all done, and so here I added stickles to some of the little flowers and things like that. Now we're on to our third tag, and here I went ahead and cut the tag part out and everything, and now I'm just inking it all black on the sides. And I have to say, I think this is one of my favorite ones. I like all three of them, but this one just turned out so pretty. I really love the black and the blue together. It with the white, it just really adds a nice contrast. And so here I went ahead and grabbed the rest of that doily that we cut up, and we used part of it on another tag, and now we're using the rest of it on this tag. So here I used my black soot, and I inked the edges of the doily. Then I came in with the blue, and I went ahead and kind of went a little bit on top of that black soot so it would blend in, and then kind of went around the inside circle. I tried to leave a little bit, I didn't want the whole thing blue, so I did try to leave a little bit of white on the middle part and went kind of darker around the inside. So so I went ahead and adhered the doily down, added that black border there, and then I'm just adding in my flowers and the rest of the foliage that we got from the collection, or from the kit. And I have to say, like I said, this black foliage is so beautiful. I love the die cuts that are in this kit. They work really well with this paper. And we're just going to go ahead and layer these all up. Okay, so for this part, what I did is I came in with some of the medium for pigments. It's the one that we use for metal and gilding effects. And I came in with that, brushed it on the metal hearts, and that's what helped them stick down super fast. Okay, this, I'm telling you, y'all, this stuff is like magic. Like, you have no movement. Once you put this down, it's gonna stick there. Okay, so be sure when you use this, this is where you want your items, because there is pretty much no leeway. You have like maybe a few seconds before it's, you know, ready to take off. Then I went ahead and stuck a little heart on there, sticking some of these little white flowers. These are from a previous kit, and if it is still available, I will link it down below for you. These little white flowers come in handy when you need a little flower someplace. So I just love these. And so I thought that because we used up all of the blue ones pretty much, I don't think I have any blue flowers left, maybe one or two for another project. But pretty much all of my flowers are gone. So I don't even think I have one or two left, y'all. So, so I used these little white flowers from a previous kit. That little black piece there, that is a cut from the die cut. So we used the rest of the other pieces around the tag. For this last piece on the tag, I went ahead and brought in my white gel pen, or you can use your silver one, and I think I brought in the white one, and I just went ahead again, traced the little lines on the leaves, and then I came in with my my liquid pearls, and this is the silver, and it's just dimensional pearls that you squeeze out of a bottle. And I went ahead and placed those all around, like the little butterflies and the little flowers and things like that. Okay, you guys, we are done with our tags, and they look so pretty. I went ahead and finished putting on some ribbon and some lace, and I actually used some cheesecloth that I had in my stash that I cut up into strips to add on to this. And so it looks so pretty, you guys. I love it, and I hope that you guys like these tags too. So here's the ribbons. So here's a seam binding on this one, okay? And I didn't have very much seam binding, so I went ahead and used cheesecloth, and I'll show you that here in a minute. And then I went ahead and used this black ribbon, and it had like, it was like a large chunk of black ribbon, and I went ahead and cut it into strips, and it turned out pretty nice. I love it. So here is one of the tags that we finished up with the ribbon. Then here is the black one that we just did, and this one has the hearts on it. It has the little silver liquid pearls on it, and then it has the cheesecloth. So here's the cheesecloth, and oh my gosh, I just love it. And then here is the one of the seam binding with some blue ribbon and the black lace. I just think this looks so beautiful. I absolutely love how this looks. Then this one here has the blue ribbon, and I love this one too. And I just think that this looks so pretty. And then I had the little cheesecloth with the black lace and the blue ribbon, and then added a blue bow down here. And I just think that is so beautiful. Ah, so gorgeous, you guys. Would look so pretty on a present or something. Oh my gosh. You could even add like paper the back and add a gift card to it if you wanted to. So beautiful. I just love them. So I hope that you were inspired to check out the kits and to try this out. It is so, I just love the blue and black. It's just so pretty, right? So thanks again for joining me. I have all the links down below for all the kits, and y'all take care, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye. Thanks for joining me today, y'all. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and head on over to Trace Jolie to check out their shop. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment, and join me Friday nights at 4:30 Central Time.